Well, what a wild ride. This is, when you get to the end of a big, big project, and I'm talking about my new book, Edge of the Golden Moon. This apparently is not the final cover. There's some changes that are being made to some of the elements on the cover, but this is essentially it. This is the second book in my Bert Mars thriller series. And we have right here, it says a Bert Mars thriller. This is the continuing adventures of Bert Mars, a young adventurer in Southeast Asia who has some very crazy and plausible adventures of doing things that you might not think people can still do in this day and age of the connected world. Um, I'll just read from the back here. It says, Meet Bert Mars, an everyman teacher in Asia with a superiority complex and a talent for talking himself into breaking the rules. I gotta wear glasses sometimes. I hate it. After his business plan goes bust, Bert goes on a quest to recover his money and becomes part of a search for a fabled artifact capable of sparking revolution. Jilted employees, jaded collectors, and foreign spooks converge in a search for treasure and sobriety on a magical holiday weekend that unites the mystical past and the pragmatic present. This quirky thriller, the second in the Bert Mars series, furthers the life and times of Bert as he faces the dangers of unknown lands and of himself. Anyone who dreams of risking it all will discover themselves in the swagger and vulnerability of Bert Mars. He proves there is still wonder and a chance for success in far off, wild places. So here it is. It's gotten some good reviews. Um, and I'm really excited about it. And I feel like, you feel this sort of strange feeling of elation and letdown and amazement that you were able you're so high with working intensely on a creative project. When you finally finish it, it's a very unusual experience, and that's what I'm feeling now. um, so I hope everybody will go out and they will read this. You know, the first book in the series was In a Country with No Name. It sold really well. I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled. It's the first book I had that sold really well. And when you have one book that sells well, it makes the others sell well. So In a Country with No Name happens over a series of months at least. And the new book, uh, Bert goes to a different country for his adventure, and it's a kind of a continuation of his life based on what happened in the first book. But this is a standalone book. You can read it all on its own. It's an adventure that takes place over a 4-day weekend where Bert is trying to get back his embezzled money, and he becomes involved in something much more bigger, much bigger and much more complicated than he ever bargained for. This is sort of a noir thriller. They even said that. I gotta put my glasses back on. So, yes, uh, Independent Book Review says opens with a classic noir premise, but gets stranger, sweatier, and more psychologically complicated as time goes on. Very much the Bert Mars books that I've written, they're about characters. They're about what people thinking, and that you could put yourself in the place of these characters and see what it would be like uh, if you were put up against these extreme, unusual circumstances of adventure that many people think are lost in this world. The world today made many promises to many people about uh, success and really what the world and government was going to do for you to make your life better. And they found it was all, well, maybe a lie. And so I think people are going, you might think about going to the end of the earth, going to a far off place, and have an adventure, have an adventure that you might not have thought possible. Maybe make your fortune in that far off place where you dare yourself to do what you didn't think you could do. You dare yourself to break the rules. And that's what these Burt Mars thrillers are all about. So please pick up a copy of this. They're in Asia Books in Asia, and they're also on Amazon. You can get from Amazon as well. So anyway, and it make a great movie too. But it's a book. It's not. It's designed to create a feeling, a tone, and and to really grasp the aspirations of many people who think there's no more real adventure left in the world. There is.